definitely the guy that can read the room, or when we're starting, or anything.
And
Jesus,
we
John,
are
read the room.
Yeah, John,
Read the
just
room.
read the room.
Read the room.
And
How?
we are back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, it is the thing I say every time. And I said that we were not going to use the duck noises.
My bad. That was my one
5
duck.
seconds.
That was my one duck.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone, to Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. I am Joe. I will be your handler for this operation, and I am joined by three of the most professional and just dedicated to putting out a really awesome product. My three friends.
Do the duck noise. Do the duck noise. Head over the duck.
I am joined by Dace playing Benji, our historian, by Jean playing Benedict, our journalist, and by what's his name? Brad. By Brad playing Hank, our U.S. Marshal. Look, I can forget your names every now and then.
By Hank playing Brad.
And you guys are joining us. Anyone who's watching, is we're here on what is it, like Easter weekend, and which is a pretty big deal. I know we've got some international listeners who Easter looks a little different where you are, but one of the big things I know I love about Easter is like the very special Easter Reese's peanut butter cups, the eggs that come out around this time.
Oh, I don't get those.
Do they?
Oh, really?
What's the
Has
Eastery...
Jesus made his way to South Africa yet?
No, not with peanut butter.
Nor his eggs.
Because he brings with him peanut butter eggs.
And lo and behold, on the 5th day, therein lied a Jesus egg. And there was much chocolate and much peanut butter, and the people did rejoice. Amen.
Well, like, what are you guys' like? What are like some of the like the seasonal like holiday like treats or candies that you guys, not necessarily Easter wise, what's like your like big go to? Like, what's the one you're like, oh man, I can't wait for Christmas because we have this thing.
Oh, that's easy. I've lost the ability to feel joy.
Oh, so just nothing? Let's
Nothing.
just
Void.
Roger.
Oh. Not even for
We were
candy?
talking about food.
Yeah.
Is joy of food? Why have I not had joy?
I think it has almonds in it, doesn't it? That's
That's
It
an
would
interesting
probably be
question.
whatever specialty Bluebell ice cream was out at that particular season.
that's an interesting one. I don't know if
Oddly specific.
yeah, that is pretty specific.
They said no joy, and then you're going to attack me for saying Bluebell ice cream? He says no joy, and I say Bluebell ice cream. He said, that's interesting.
I don't know
I'd rather
about
go
that.
with no joy.
I think if anything, that just shows you that I'm on board with Dace's thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with me on this one, Brad.
All right. No Bluebell for you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So they make seasonal Bluebell ice cream. So that's your thing. That's a thing, and it's yours. Seasonal.
Well, Jean, like what? Like I don't know. Like is there like is there like a special? Yeah, I'm not talking to you guys anymore. I'm talking to Jean now. Is there like something that's like like a holiday specific kind of food or treat that you like really that you're like you get out of bed for about that time of year?
Yeah, they make something called panettone. I don't know if you guys have had panettone. It's
Mm-mm.
like an Italian cake. It's delicious. Italian like bread cake thing with nuts and raisins in it. It's
Ooh.
not like a Christmas pudding. It's soft and fluffy and delightful. That's pretty good.
That does sound pretty amazing.
Well, what time of year
Like
does
a
that come
coffee cake?
around?
It's usually Easter, but now it's just whenever. You guys can even get it. Whenever you want. Middle of the
In the
night,
States?
gas station. Go get yourself a panettone.
That I don't know if
A bunny
I had an
Next
opinion
to a
of this.
pickle in a bag.
Do you have a problem with our pickles in a bag
No.
in our
Not
gas
at all.
station?
Bag. It's like,
Is that a uniquely American kind of thing?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely yes.
it's like some picture of Daniel Day-Lewis, like, you're a bastard in a basket. You're a pickle in a bag. You're a pickle in a bag.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I had a pretty good opinion of it, and then you said that it could be bought in a gas station,
No,
and my
no, it
opinion
doesn't.
went way down.
No, you can't. You can't. I don't think so.
Not yet.
What about you, Joe? Do you have any treats?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
let's
Like
judge you.
Yeah, let's judge your answer.
Yeah.
I already
Let's
said
get
the
ready.
thing about the like I like the Reese's. I like the holiday Reese's cups and like the Reese's Christmas trees because they're just
Mm.
way more peanut butter. So
All
I don't
right,
think that's a bad answer.
cool.
Do you think there's a maximum peanut butter that you can ever achieve in life, or is it
But
just
there's a
bounded?
wait. What was that question? I'm
Maximum
sorry.
peanut butter you can achieve.
Let's get that on a shirt.
Maximum peanut butter achieved.
We'll put it on a Speedo. We're gonna put it right next to with the one with our faces on it.
Maximum peanut butter achieved.
Okay, Jean, you tell me what one does to get to the next level of peanut butter, and I'll tell you if it's something I'm familiar with.
You eat a Bonnie Bunny or whatever he said. Peanut butter flavored Bunty Bunty.
It's just a really weird. I don't even know what to make of that, Jean. Like you were just saying earlier during the break that you've had, or maybe it was like when we were playing last episode, that you've had too much Delta Green in your life. It's affecting the way you think.
It's
And
affecting
yes,
how I think. Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Because now you're
Thank
saying
you.
things like that.
Thank you for the feedback.
What if when we uncurled that paper that Exeter had, it just said maximum peanut butter achieved.
Maximum peanut butter.
That would be more disturbing than
Oh.
from the Yellow King. What does it mean?
What does it
Maximum
mean?
peanut butter achieved.
Full insanity, right there.
Yeah. All right, this is probably a good place to actually get into the damn game and actually start talking about Delta Green again. And actually, I think I just
Recap.
realized. I just realized that again. We don't have any
Audio.
anything playing.
Was there no backing track to that banter?
That whole thing. I'm sorry.
Oh man, it's just
Uh,
like vanilla banter.
Okay, I'm gonna have to fix it here in a minute, but for now, so we are here in Boston. You guys last session had gone and you tried to make contact with, after kind of talking to Dr. Dallin and figuring out there's some strangeness going on. You guys have tried to make contact with, I believe, the organization itself, with Delta Green. The idea being that you want to, try to get some support. I think that one of the things you had asked for was for some security, or not security, some surveillance equipment to be able to kind of surveil the Dorchester, and then maybe some disguises. You guys contacted some people that you thought were, you figured are Delta Green. You're not really sure how Delta Green works. And they basically told you that your handler would contact you. You guys then headed back to your room at the Ritz-Carlton, which is generously paid for by Benedict and his slush fund. And you
Did I
guys,
pay for that? I didn't realize.
I think that's the idea. Yeah.
Why not?
But while you guys were on the way, we also had this bit of a flashback where we got to see kind of what happened with old Hank, how Hank got involved with D Jizzle, as he we flashed all the way back to 1975. You guys received a message to meet with your briefing officer, Agent Exeter. When you did so, I mean, you guys were already kind of going to the situation being a little bit Yeah, you were a little bit cautious. You weren't really sure of what to make with old about Exeter, whether or not you could trust him. And when you guys came in, or when you met him, you noticed that he was again kind of like unwashed, and he was still wearing the same clothes that he was wearing previously, and it was all just a little weird. And I believe that someone, who was it who made the ploy to actually like get in this guy's pockets? Who was that?
Hank.
That was Hank.
With a beefy aid by Benedict.
There was
Horsey sauce.
a great
Horsey
big
sauce.
horsey sauce misdirection. You guys were able to get one of these pieces of paper that you saw him kind of drawing with, or drawing on, or writing on, from his pocket, before he basically left. When it happened, you guys then were able to, you kind of read it, and you were disturbed to see that what was written on the paper was actually a line from a familiar play. A line from none other than the King in Yellow, as your guys' suspicions are confirmed that your handler for this operation has probably been contaminated. It's probably been corrupted as he goes to leave. So here you guys are in the Arby's. Agent Exeter has just left. He's just walked out the door. What do you do?
Hell, guys, I guess we're kind of on our own now, huh?
It's what I feared, that Exeter's contaminated. I still don't know if Delta Green truly wants us to be on this Indian Moon mission, but every point of contact we've had outside of Esther, we don't know about her. Seems to be contaminated by whatever the spell is that we encountered 20 years ago.
I have an idea, and it might need me to go and check my Rolodex. But I hate to say it, maybe we need to get back in touch with Agent Marcus.
That was just going to be my thought as well.
It's
I mean,
really
I don't know
hard
if
to take that serious from a man with horsey sauce on his hands.
Is he licking it one by one?
As he's licking his fingers.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
So,
I'm
does
willing
anybody
to-
have that degenerate's number?
We could go that route, and I'm for it. I don't know quite what we would ask him at this point. Is there any sort of protocol, or
Honestly,
you know,
we just need familiar faces because we don't know who to trust anymore.
Well, one of the things that you guys would know from kind of your initiation to Delta Green, if you believe, and actually even from the kind of the mission briefing that you received from Exeter, you know that if you were to contact Delta Green, that Delta Green is cautious, that they don't like doing anything without some proof. You guys have the feeling that dealing with the bureaucracy of Delta Green, even if you were able to somehow contact Marcus, you think that they would probably, their big thing, what they would tell you is just, hey, you need to investigate. If this guy is concerned, you need to investigate it. Get us some evidence. Figure out what's going on.
so, man, I don't know. What do you? I kind of want to just take it into our own hands and get to the bottom of it ourselves, however we can.
Has
I mean-
Exeter left? Is he out of sight? Or can we still see him?
I would say that if you hurry, I mean, you could probably catch up with him. You know where he's parked.
Are you
Let's do
suggesting
it.
we should follow him?
We have no time. Let's follow him.
I mean, we still have to stall for some time before we go back to the psychiatric facility. So Hank's down, if Benji's down.
Benji?
Feels like we're getting off the rails. Feels dangerous.
Well, not necessarily because
Because you know what? Fuck the handler.
Let's make this handler scramble.
No rails.
Earn his paycheck.
we can't trust him.
Hope
We
you
can't
like the
trust him.
improv, boy.
All right, let's go. If Benji's all right, grab the horsey sauce.
Oh no, there's no packets left. What do you do? Hurry! There's no horsey sauce.
Benedict takes a $100 bill and puts it inside the $100 bill.
Benji leaps over the counter and whips out his Desert Eagle.
Where's the goddamn horsey sauce?
You actually have to fight another customer who's behind the counter, also with their firearm out, in order to
what
get
do
the
they have?
horsey sauce. They
You
also
really
have
don't like
They have an
Arby's, huh?
Uzi. They have an Uzi. You have to fight your way out of the Arby's through a gunfight as the
What did
denizens-
Arby's do to you, Joe?
I actually really like Arby's. I just think I don't know, it's just fun to take the shit out of the place. Anyway, as you evade the hail of gunfire behind you, as the police show up to the scene, you guys make your way down and you see Exeter turn the corner into the parking lot where his car is.
Should we follow him in our car?
Why the hell
Yes.
not? Tail him.
I don't know if he's actually seen our car, to be honest, if he knows what we drive. Because we showed up kind of... I remember we parked further away when we showed up at the restaurant, and he was here first. So maybe there's an argument to have there, Joe, that he doesn't actually know what we drive. But
I don't think he would. He wouldn't
There's
know
an
what
argument
car
to
we
be made.
rented.
Yeah.
All right, let's get in the car and follow him.
All right, you see him get in his car, and you guys managed to. I would say that it's not hard. He doesn't seem to be. He doesn't seem to be looking over his shoulder. He doesn't seem to be trying to shake a tail. You do notice that on the back of his car, he has a sticker for the Massachusetts State Police, as in his back glass of his 2010 Ford Escape. And you guys drive a pretty good way. Actually, I don't know how far away this is, but you end up in kind of suburbia. And specifically, eventually, the car pulls up to 919 4th Street in Medford, Massachusetts. The car pulls up to the, I guess not a garage. It doesn't have a garage. So it pulls up on the street, and you see Exeter get out and go inside.
It's a house.
Yes, it's a house. And it's in a kind of suburbish kind of area. One of the big things you immediately notice, though, is that this is middle class America. There's probably an HOA, and stuff like that. His house, the lawn is grown up. And there are several wet newspapers. He actually steps over them as he goes into this home, as you guys kind of cruise by, easy, kind of giving an eye out on it.
I knew something was wrong with that man. Anyone who doesn't eat a Arby's sandwich that's right in front of him.
What kind of deviant?
He's gone, fellas. What do you say about you park in, wait till night, just observe what's going on? Maybe try to get a closer look once nightfall happens.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me.
So you guys are just gonna case the joint?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah. I love how it's three pretty aged people following another
Pretty aged guy.
just in this really cat and mouse game of who's actually the bad guy.
Yeah. So you see that there's like there's a pile of mail, like kind of like the mailbox seems to be kind of bursting with mail, and as you guys are, pardon me, as you guys are sitting there, because it's pretty early in the morning. As you guys are sitting there, there are some neighbors who, as they're walking by, will kind of eyeball you. It's like walking dogs or like going for jogs and stuff like that. It seems to be like a pretty like one of those quiet places where people notice when there's someone out of the ordinary, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, like, you guys, as you sit there, you don't really see a whole lot going on for quite some time, and you start to get the feeling that there might be. Actually, I would say Hank. Hank gets the idea that while it might be a good idea maybe for someone to stay here, but it might also be a good idea to kind of canvass the neighborhood. And especially this
Okay.
being like middle class suburbia, they're probably pretty cooperative with law enforcement. They're easy to ask questions of and whatnot.
Oh. While we kill some time, what do you fellas think about asking around the neighborhood for some information? We don't even know the man's name. Speaking of which,
Sounds
why
like
don't
an
we
idea.
why don't we look into his mail
Yep.
if we
Why the
stroll
hell
on
not?
by?
All right.
Like, just I'd say let's. So what we're trying to find someone to talk to in the neighborhood before nightfall, and maybe just grab something out of his mailbox real quick. Not really try to find anything, but
Yeah.
just see anything with a name, address on there.
Yeah. I think Benji would probably stick in the car and surveil the house. I think he's doing that because Benji's going to stick out like a sore thumb in a suburban neighborhood. He looks like a straight up bum.
Probably.
Just a scraggly bum.
Mm-mm-mm.
Benedict will maybe go and interview the neighbors. Maybe not the immediate neighbors, but maybe neighbors nearby. Take like a notepad with him.
Okay. So you guys are just gonna go up to the neighbors' houses first? Like, what's happening first? You let me know.
I guess grab some mail first, because maybe we would need a name to question people about.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, that's fair. Go ahead then, and I would say if you want to do it and you want to get away with it, really, if you want to try to do it sneaky, then you're probably gonna have to do some type of stealth roll to try to
Okay.
kind of swing by and yoink, mail. It is gonna be hard. It is in the middle of the day, so you're gonna have a penalty if you're gonna do that.
Let's call
All
the
right,
agency to get a mailman outfit so
Also-
he can rob.
Also, Hank, you have the address, and this is something Hank would know. Is like you as Brad wouldn't necessarily know this, but Hank would definitely know this. You have an address. You have his license plate for his car. You can probably get this information. Probably no problem from the Marshal Service. Like you can probably make
Maybe
a
I'll-
call and just
Yeah.
get this info.
I'll make a radio call before we get something out of his mail.
Okay, you make a quick call to someone who's like still back in New York, and it's like maybe like one of your kind of proteges, or someone that it's kind of in the field more. And after a little while, you get a text message back that has the info. You see that this place is owned by none other than Dr. Elias Barbas.
Elias Barbas.
How do you spell Elias?
Elias.
Gotcha.
You see that
He's a doctor, but his license plate was a state police.
yes, actually, you see that he apparently works for the state police until recently, that he's like a what would you call, he's like he's a like a
advisor?
police psychologist, you know,
Okay.
like he's like a criminal psychologist kind of guy.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
And you also get from your contact, it said that it looks like there's something about him, like being on administrative leave or something to that effect. But that you don't have any more info from this source. But that's who you got, Dr. Elias Barbas.
Well, we have a name, fellas, and an occupation. Benedict, you want to take the lead on a questioning of one of the neighbors?
Hmm. What do we want to know? What are we trying to find out?
That's a good question. I mean, we already know he's breaking down mentally. Could be probably while he's on administrative leave to a certain extent.
Probably raiding the evidence lockers. That crooked son of a bitch.
Yeah, we wouldn't know anyone like that.
So I guess we need to find out if Dr. Bobs can be trusted. And what do we need to know for that? We need to figure out his state of mind. We need to figure out his affiliations. We need to figure out if he is capable of helping us in this mission.
Well, I feel like Hank's already kind of dead set on he can't trust them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I think the interview's mostly just to kill time before it's nightfall, and I want to peek in his window, to be honest.
Yeah. I do want to get this out of the house.
Let's not bother with the interview.
We already know he's crazy.
Should we just go in guns blazing?
I mean,
What
you do what
would
you
ha-
want to
what-
do, guys.
What would that look like? What if we just brute force, like, we know something's up with you, we have evidence right here. What the hell is this?
Right. Maybe. Might be an option.
I don't want to
I
brew.
guess we
I don't
could-
want to. I don't want to
We
do
could
that
do
right
some
away.
recon.
I definitely want to try to peek in his window, look around or something when it's late at night.
What happens when you
Um,
turn on your handler? Uncharted territory.
He's compromised, man.
You mean Dr. Barbas, not me, right? Well, that's because you guys
Obviously,
have
both.
already turned against me.
All handlers.
So, do we even
Um,
want to bother with an interview? Or interview?
I wouldn't think so. I don't see what could be
Maybe- let
gained
me-
by it.
Let me quickly do a quick scout next door. So Benedict will go up and he's got his little vanilla notebook. He knocks on the door, see if anybody's next door.
And you also have your credentials, like, or so. Well, what's the idea here? So you're gonna. So there's basically Barbas has 3 neighbors. Directly across the street is like a little wooded area, but his house has a neighbor on each side, and then a neighbor directly across the back fence. So those are his closest neighbors.
So I think he'll go to the neighbor on the side and he wants to find out if he's got anybody else in the house with him. But he's going to make it under the guise of trying to figure out the personalities of the doctors in the neighborhood.
Okay. All right. Roll me a D100 real quick, and just tell me what you get.
Okay. That is a 89.
Okay, 89. And also, why can I not see my mouse?
So what's you're going under the guise of figuring out the personalities of the doctors in the neighborhood?
Yeah,
Like
I want to see how long they've been here, and I want to see if there's anybody else in the house, so we don't have any issues if we need to go in.
Sorry, I'm
Do you
having
have-
trouble with my computer.
so that's the actual intent, not the
Mhm.
guise. What's the guise? Like, what do you
Oh,
do? You have a plan?
oh, these ideas, they just flowed to me after a while. We'll figure it out.
Okay,
Just so
you're just
talented.
gonna dip, duck, and dodge and jive. All right.
Ducking and dodging, and
So what
Hacking
did you
and
get, by the way?
slashing.
You're hacking and slashing.
89.
89. Okay. You go to one of the next door houses. It's a little it's like a clean little small home. You knock on the door, and a man comes to the front door. He looks to be in his late 30s. He's like very clean cut, clean shaven, and he's like, "Hi, can I help you?"
Oh, hello. Yes, my name is Benedict. I am a journalist. Very pleased to meet you, sir. He violently shakes his hand. Tries to.
Oh, okay. I don't really know what this is.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I'm from England. I've lost my accent, but we do things differently here. But usually when I'm in England, we just go up to people's houses. We just ask some questions because we love to talk to each other. I know it's a little different in the US, but
Are you selling
now.
something?
no, not at all. I'm actually doing a story, and I would love to interview you.
All right, roll me some
That's
type of roll. I'll probably persuade.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Luca.
Jean-Luc.
Oh,
that's
wait, 85 failure.
That's a
85
failure.
over 51.
And he's just like, yeah, I already I don't need to meet Jesus today or whatever it is you're doing.
Oh,
Okay.
oh no, definitely not Jesus.
Bye. He closes
Ju-
the door.
No,
Well.
he just raps. He just keeps rapping. Sir, excuse me, sir,
All right.
Excuse
He opens the door. If you're persistent, he
assistant. I just have a question, Dr. Barbus. I want to know. I want to interview Dr. Barbus. I just wanted to check. Is his wife home at the moment?
just
Are his kids home?
go. I really can't. I'm not gonna talk to you. I don't know who you are. I have to, bye.
Dr. Barbus, is he not? Fuck.
Please leave, or I will call the police.
Okay, you fucking Americans are so rude, and he just bobbles off.
Well, you have 2 more houses. Try again.
Yep, he goes to the other house.
The cops called on us so hard. There's a crazy guy going house to house talking about British customs.
No. How many times do you think I can roll badly here?
Okay, so you're gambling.
Same thing.
I mean, eventually.
I mean, maybe
Eventually
one of these
we'll
people
find
would be
someone.
very lonely and they'll want to talk to you more so than this fellow.
You know how people are. Sometimes they're just really lonely, and they just need someone to talk to them.
Even if they're
So,
British.
I think it's worthwhile finding out this information, so he'll go and try the same thing. We don't need to play it out, but he'll try the same thing at another house.
Okay. You go to the next house on the other side of Dr. Barbus's house. You knock on the door, and another guy, probably early 30ish, he comes to the door, and there's like a small child comes. Is like, "Daddy, who is it?" He's like, "Go back, hey, go inside, let Daddy handle this." He says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yes. Hello. Same spiel. You want me
Same
to do it again?
spiel.
You can make me do it again, you bastard.
All right, just give me your check, I guess.
Okay. I worked so hard.
Oh,
Failure
closer.
again. Oh
1
my
point
God.
off.
52 over 51.
I don't know.
Amazing.
I don't know what you want me to do here, man. Like, like he's like okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, he goes to the next house and he holds a $50 bill in his hand while he's talking to the person.
All right, you go to the house that's like across the back fence, and this time a little old lady comes out. It's like, yes, hello.
Oh, hello, ma'am. I'm so glad I caught you. I was actually
Oh.
looking for Dr. Barbus.
Oh, aren't you lovely?
Oh. Yes.
I like your
Are you-
accent.
Are you friends with Dr. Barbus?
Oh, well, not so much. I mean, we're neighbors. Yes.
Oh. Troubled neighborhood. Would you like to have some tea with me, ma'am? Do you like having tea?
That's a weird thing to come to someone's house and just say.
I have $50
but
for you. Would you like to have some tea?
Are you trying to bribe me?
What the
No.
fuck?
Do you not want
I
$50
think that's the
for tea?
definition of being bribed. Is you come to my house and you roll me a persuade check.
You can't even
No,
give
what
someone
is going
$50. They won't
on
take $50.
I'm
Can't
gonna-
even
I'm gonna get roll persuade check at a plus 20.
Oh,
Failure.
It even with plus
89
20.
over 71.
Jesus Christ! All right, yeah. So she's like, no, I'm sorry. I don't want any. I didn't buy.
Fuck.
I'm doing
Alright.
an interview. Do you know Dr. Barbus? Here's $50.
Can we have tea?
He's trying everything. All right, just
Just
well,
imagine-
you guys.
If somebody came to your door and did the, like,
What would you do? I know what I would do.
That's-
I'd be like, no, no.
holding up a $50 bill in your face like this and asking if they could come in and have tea. That's absolutely insane behavior. Oh,
Okay, Benedict
God.
comes back. Benedict
My
comes
cheeks
back.
hurt.
Oh my god.
And
I
he's
mean, he
just
comes
very
back. He's like,
downtrodden.
guys, I don't know what happened. I just
This neighborhood is insane. This is not
He's a-
how we do it back home.
So you weren't
I
out
just
able
imagine
to
now-
gather anything from the neighbors?
I imagine you go
Nothing.
to if you go to the UK and you just knock on someone's door and say, "Can I have
Would you
tea
like some
with
tea?"
you?" And they just let
Yes,
you
and
in.
here's some money. They'd be like, yes.
You don't even have to bribe them there. They just let you in.
Fuck.
Oh god.
Okay,
God. Amazing.
nothing more from him.
It's $50. Can I have tea with you? Alright.
I don't think you could possibly
It
top
was-
that.
It was worth 3 tries, okay?
Hank's
was worth
Hank's
it.
like, now what did you say? As the day goes on and we wait till night, just
Nothing else.
see if anything else happens at the house.
After like there is one point in time where like kind of in the evening, you would it's kind of brief, but you would as you're watching. And every now and then you can see Dr. Barbus. You can see Barbus move around in the bottom of his house. In like through the living room and stuff. You
Oh,
just
it's
kinda see him move
2-story.
by. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry if I didn't explain that. Yeah, it's like a 2-story house that is kind of like a red brick thing. Actually, let me see. I might actually have. Do I have a picture of his house?
Oh.
That changes everything.
Yeah,
Had I
Yes.
known it was
Just
2
changes everything.
stories.
If I'd have known, I'd only known. That's my failure as a handler, really.
We're gonna need more tea.
I actually don't see. I don't have anything of his house, but so as you guys are watching, and maybe Hank, maybe you're the one, kind of like keeping an eye just parked across the road. You see Dr. Barbus downstairs, and for a second you see something. You see a shape move across one of the windows on the upstairs, but then like a moment later, you see again Barbas downstairs.
Hank, I guess,
Oh,
is just kind of like rubbing his eyes, like questioning whether he's tired or something. I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
As you continue to look, you see like, and I'd imagine that you guys have like some basic stuff. You have like, I'll say that you have like a pair of binoculars. You look up and you see, very briefly, you see a woman. She's kind of like an olive skinned, like maybe like Italian or Spanish, kind of complexion. She's standing in front of one of the windows with like a flowy kind of like nightie kind of thing. It's like kind of partially transparent, and she's standing there. She has long brown hair. She looks like she's like probably in her 20s. She's very pretty, and you see her standing there, and she kind of like looks out the window, and there's a moment where you think she kind of looks right at you as you're looking up with these binoculars. And then she turns her head like someone says something. You can see her mouth moving, and then she walks away from the window. And again, like as you bring the binoculars down, you can see that Barbas is still moving around downstairs.
fuck.
So
We're gonna have
this
to.
lady's
We don't know.
in the house.
Yes, upstairs.
Upstairs.
Okay.
Fellas, I don't know what to make of all this. Halfway think we need to go in, get a closer look. I mean, what do you guys think the plan of action should be?
Well, a little bit more complicated now that we know there's another person in the house.
At least one.
At least one.
How old does this house look?
I don't know. It's like kind of
Okay.
looks like an older house. It's probably like a lot of these houses are like on the older side. They're like probably built in the early 1900s. It's like a very old neighborhood.
Fuck, I don't know what to do. I know there's something fishy
We just-
going on in there. Like all
Should we-
evidence points to this dude is like.
Should we just knock on the
something-
door?
Well, I don't know because if we knock on the door and we get on his bad side or something, he just shuts the door in his face. Then to get any further, we're gonna have to actually use force.
Mhm.
We try to
Mhm.
sneak in and we get caught. We're still in the same situation where we're gonna have to use force.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I wonder how many operations.
so I guess
end with the PCs just straight up in jail. Like the whole party goes to jail, and that's the end of it.
Everyone goes to jail.
And it's the
I kinda
shortest
wanna
podcast ever.
I kind of want to sneak in because if we sneak in, then there's a chance of us finding something and getting out without being seen.
Yeah,
Unless you
I
really
hear
think
that.
we're going to be able to get further by persuading him to tell us everything he knows, even though he's crazy.
Well, let's look at mechanics. What's your stealth? Because mine is shitty.
Mine's terrible.
Mine's 40.
We statistically might have a better chance if we take the persuade or
What if we had someone? Okay, what if someone's observing from the outside, and only one or two of us go in, and maybe you could see something like, oh, that woman's in the. If something crazy happens, like, oh, that woman's in the top floor, and like have like some kind of like coach where you should go, but I know that wouldn't really quite make sense.
yeah, I could see that. Just try to keep an eye out from the outside of where we think the other occupants of the house are.
How late is it when they're still moving around, Joe? Like, at what point do we see the house kind of settle down?
So, I would say that I think that in the evening, as it starts to get dark, I think you finally see Dr. Barbas. Then he gets up and gets back in his car and leaves.
Oh, he
Okay.
leaves the
Oh
house.
shit.
So now I just have to worry about maybe his daughter. Maybe that's who that is. Said she was in her 20s.
Could be anything. There's this weird thing where he's upstairs and downstairs at the same time. Makes me kind of think if there's some kind of
Oh,
night floor
I missed-
situation going on here at his
No,
house.
I was just saying that there were people moving on both levels, not that he's moving.
Oh, I thought you said he was specifically upstairs and
Pardon
like downstairs. Gotcha. So there's more people in here outside of Barbas, but they don't know who we are.
We have
So
badges.
we could.
We have badges. Maybe we
That's
just
an
knock on the
excellent
door,
point.
ask questions with authority.
Okay.
Hank would have
They're
to
gonna
leave.
be. They're gonna be resistant.
Hank is the
That's
only
why we
one
bring out
that's
the taser.
remote. Yeah.
All right.
The taser
What's
and
the
duct
plan
tape.
of action if they resist? What are we trying to do? Are we really trying to like?
Black bag them. We got that black bag kit that Benedict got.
You guys have an entire kit just for this.
Bags, wrist ties, and a speedo is what's on my inventory.
Yes, I believe the Speedo is a part of it as well.
And a Speedo for your troubles. Well, you want to get Hank in there and sneak around, and if shit hits the fan, just
Yeah, I don't know,
scream
Hank
and we'll
will still
come
call.
in and
Yeah.
black bag them.
You could do something like this. One of us could sneak in, like you said. If it feels sketchy, then I say we have like some kind of communication system, Joe. I'm sure, like radios that aren't very loud, like in our
Yes,
ear, or
yes,
access to those.
You guys have. I would say that's well within what you would have or what you would have put together as your kit.
And then I could radio someone to knock on downstairs and distract them
Ooh, that's nice.
at the front
Okay.
door while someone else is looking in around inside.
Okay,
Now you're thinking.
Who wants to do what?
let's do it. I'll go knock on the front door.
I
Unless
will.
Benji wants to try and... You're probably far more animated and interesting as a character up at the front door late at night.
Okay, I could try to distract you.
Here's $50. Do you want to have tea?
$50 for tea!
You got any pointers for me, Benedict?
No.
They hate tea here. Don't know.
That's
Uh,
what we do know.
Ask them for a beef
certain.
sandwich and horsey sauce.
Can we say that my guitar is in the trunk of the car?
Why not? Why not? You have. I'm just
Ooh.
interested in seeing where this goes. So,
I
all right.
like it.
All right.
So give me the plan. The plan is to break in through like the back of the house, and then have one of you knock on the front door.
Yes. So Hank will be like, I'm gonna go try to sneak around in the back, look around, find the best point of entry. If I think I can't enter without a distraction, or maybe I'll tell you to tell you when to come to the door. How's that sound?
Roger that.
Benedict, what can Benedict do to aid us?
Benedict's gonna sit in the car and think about why nobody likes tea in this country.
It's just seems
And also
ridiculous.
keep an eye out. He'll keep an eye out, and if there's any trouble or anything, he'll radio in.
All right. Plan.
Something you guys notice pretty quickly. While all the other homes on the block seem to have, evidence of life inside, like, lights, There doesn't appear to be lights on inside.
Jesus.
Let's go ahead. Do it. Bring
All right.
this torch. And he hands you a torch.
You might need this. It's
When you
And you
dangerous.
say
know
it-
what? Have $50. You
When
never
you say
know
a,
when $50
when you say a
will be in
torch,
hand.
do you mean a flashlight or an actual
I forgot.
torch?
Oh god. Yeah, flashlight. Fine.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. Hank doesn't turn the light on right away, but tries to see if he can sneak around the back, look in the windows, stealth like.
Benji, knock on the door first. Knock on the door.
Wasn't Hank gonna give me a signal?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Who's running this
Yeah.
operation?
Yeah,
do
I'm
it,
gonna
man.
look around and see if I can clock where the people are or the individuals inside.
Okay, you make your way around, and as you're coming around the edge of the house, you are trying to. I imagine you're like kind of walking in from the street, and then just kind of like taking your moment to kind of duck in and like scoot beside the house. So there is, like I said, the house has grown up, and there's like fences and like like bushes, between the houses.
Mhm.
I will need you to go ahead and make me that. Go ahead and make me that stealth check.
It is dark
Let's-
now. Do I get any?
It is dark. I'll give you a plus 20% for it being dark outside.
Cool.
I probably
What's the
shouldn't,
lunar cycle?
but I'm going to.
Maybe it's like a plus 40.
All right, 37
Is it a new moon?
success.
All right. Yeah, Hank, you feel pretty good about it as you are making your way to the back. You see that there is like there's like a short driveway that kind of goes up to the side of the house, and that's where Dr. Barbas was. That's where he was parked. And as you go around the like left side of the house, there is a few windows that you can kind of peek in as you go. The first one you look in and you see into what looks like kind of like a large living room, and inside are boxes and like the place is trash, but something that's really weird, there seems to be like an absolute abundance of mechanical stuff. You think you see like a pile of maybe like pistons from an engine. There's a drive
the
shaft.
fuck?
It looks like some pieces of computers that are all been torn apart, and even like a large piece of what looks like some type of weird industrial press, like some huge piece of machinery, like that's like on its side, just in the living room. You make your way. You continue to make your way around, and you pass by a bathroom, and you see that the toilet has what looks like the upper half of a car engine just sitting in the toilet bowl.
What the fuck?
As you're moving around, you get all the way around to the back, and there's a bedroom, or there's a room, but it has like curtains over it, and then you see a small stoop in the back, where one can get into the building.
Okay. I relay everything I'm seeing to Benedict and Benji.
In the
I said,
goddamn toilet?
What the hell's going on here?
Hell.
What do y'all think? Should I try to go in right when you knock, Benji?
I'd say give it a few seconds.
After I go in?
I'll knock. Wait a few seconds, make sure she comes to the front door. Maybe you'll be able to hear it open.
All right. Benedict can tell me when it opens. He's got the eagle eye from the street, so you can even. Benedict also tell me if you see anyone upstairs in the windows or moving around.
Affirmative.
All right.
No
So you wanna-
problemo.
Try the whatever you got planned, Benji.
So Benji's coming up to the front door with a guitar in hand. Is that
I
right?
imagine it's like, do you guys remember the cartoon with the horse who had this like Zorro character called El Kabong? who would
Yeah.
hit people with a guitar.
Yeah, yes.
I don't remember that.
El Kabong.
Yeah, Benji will walk up to the front door, guitar in hand, and give a nice 3 brisk knocks.
All right, you knock on the door, and you hear the sound of the knock echo throughout the house. You hear it as well from where you are, Hank, and nothing happens.
That's what I was afraid
I
of.
will knock harder
Oh no.
and longer.
Again, nothing.
Well, shit.
You see anything, Benedict, from your from the van?
What do you say, Joe? Do I need to roll something? Or
Yeah, make me
just-
roll me your perception.
Failure, 91 over 35.
Yeah, you don't see shit.
What a rough episode, Benedict.
Ooh.
Here's the other option.
All clear,
Ben-
repeat.
Benji could just start playing, and it might muffle any sounds I make when I go inside.
Oh,
What
that's
sounds
good.
do you intend on making that need to be muffled by guitar music?
Guitar noises.
I mean, I'd just be like a distraction, you know. So I don't know how everybody feels
Because there's
about that.
nothing more distracting than drawing all the attention directly to the building that you're breaking into.
Well, I was thinking more specifically the front door and not what's going on inside the house. I say, all right, let me just try this latch and see what happens. I try this latch. It seems to be.
Okay, you try the back door and it appears to be locked.
God damn it.
Can I use what can I use to try to get it finesse it open? Where are we looking? Fuck.
Well,
Benji?
make an
Find front door.
make an alertness roll.
All right, maybe I'll find a better
What'd you say,
route
John?
to the. Oh, success.
You
Let's see
know,
what happens.
as you're kind of looking around, you see the door's locked, and you're kind of going, shit. You know, as you're kind of looking around the area and kind of you're like testing the windows and stuff, you actually find a spare key. There's like a little, like one of those little fake rocks,
Yeah.
and you're able to find
Aha.
that spare key.
Pick it up and try it.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding.
Damn it. Flashbacks to paranoia.
Right. Yeah, you reach up and you attempt to unlock the door, and it does. Also, Benji, while you're up there, while Hank is doing this in the back, Benji, you see there's a pile of mail there by the door. It looks like someone kind of threw it up there.
Oh, look, mail.
Sort through it.
Oh, open it. It's
Look,
not a
free
crime
mail.
If you're an official person.
Free mail. Yeah.
What is Benji's history?
Pretty darn good.
Yeah, probably.
70.
That is pretty darn good.
Like, insta pass.
All right. You see on top is a postcard. And then let me transition our stream over so folks can see it. Let's see. You see this postcard. Give me a moment to make it controllable by you guys.
I'm just trying.
It is of this, for those of you who are listening, it's a postcard of like a really old looking photograph that looks to be like a great, like green, like glittering kind of sea with these huge buildings in the background. They're massive, like dwarfing everything around them, and the picture is quite faded, and kind of looks like it has been like heavily stained. But this is a postcard, and on the back of the postcard is this.
Could you make them like 50% smaller?
I was just making it a little bit bigger for the
Okay,
screen
fair
for
enough.
the moment being.
Don't worry, guys. I'll read this one. Vivzig we Nizwan Guznan Helixamur Jurg Mer Oregon Silo Orly Zurudru Gisser Goldritl.
Some
What,
sort of code on the postcard.
Yes, it doesn't take much for Benji to look at this and tell that it's probably some type of cipher. Yeah.
Is that
it would
blood
probably
on the
take-
postcard?
It would probably take some time to decipher this. Benji,
We could always just look at the module.
why don't you just pull up the module and just see what the cipher says? Actually, I'm going to take a look at Benji's sheet real quick. See if he has anything relevant. I would say that if Benji wants to make an intelligence check at a minus, I'm really going to say like a minus 40, because this is
That's fair.
This
He's probably pretty drunk at this point.
is just wasted.
Jeez.
Benji, what do you have there? Bring it to me. And Benedict's also pretty drunk in the car at this point too.
When did you guys start
Bring
drinking?
apart.
It's the Arby's.
I just started drinking after nobody answered the fucking call for tea.
It was just too jarring.
Intelligence minus 40.
Yeah.
All right, intelligence minus 40. Why am I getting the minus 40? Do I know that?
Well, one, that you're standing on the front porch of
Whoa.
the place doing this.
Still got a
and you know
success.
what?
23 under
And it doesn't
75.
matter.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
you think that
You can
you know?
sight read
I don't know,
ciphers.
like something about it. Like Benji's just you're not a mathematician. You're not a cryptographer. But
Maybe
you
he
think-
read about this particular cipher in his studies.
Yeah. Well, as you're looking at the picture, you think that this castle is like the kind of thing, it's like a Moorish design that would be in Spain, though like you are unfamiliar with this exact architecture. Something about it seems off or different than anything you've ever seen as a historian. You think that was like just based off the photograph? You think that's likely taken probably in the early 20th century, probably in the 1920s or 1930s.
Is that Carcosian architecture we're seeing?
As you read it, you see the following message: Dearest M, as in the letter M, made the crossing with a strange little man called Mosby. All is well. The towers of gold are magnificent, and Yehitil is a wonder. Say hello to V for me. V as in the letter V. Abigail is here. Wish you were.
What in the world
What?
is this doing? Just chilling on somebody's
dude's-
lawn.
It's not somebody. It's Barb is.
Well, yeah.
Okay, let's say that one more time. So, yeah, say that one more time, Joe. For me.
Dearest M, made the crossing with a strange little man called Mosby. All is well. The towers of gold are magnificent, and Yehitil is a wonder. Say hello to V for me. Abigail is here. Wish you were.
And there's no signature at the end?
No signature.
Who's Mosby again? Or do we know?
I don't think we know.
Who is Mosby?
So we haven't heard. I thought Mosby came up. V. He could be referring to the cells in Delta Green as well. Wasn't This 15-year-old boy who's now an adult now was in Vega cell, or his code name was Vega. So I wonder if that dude has something to do with V.
Yeah, good catch. Could be.
That was in the night floors, that we basically saw get sucked up by a black hole with the porcelain face dude in there.
What's weird to me, it's addressed to an M, right? And Agent Exeter, that's an E, and
yeah,
his real name doesn't start with M either. So like,
M cell is R cell, so
I don't think this is correspondence for Delta Green.
okay.
This is
Roll
correspondence
me-
for some of the
For
artists,
Benji,
maybe.
roll me another intelligence check. Just straight up intelligence check.
okay. Let's see. Another success, 36 under 75.
Nice.
You do recall that the name he used to make the reservation was
Yeah.
Marvis.
Marvis. Is that his Carcosian name? Do we have Carcosian names now?
Do we?
Sorry, what does that say on the front of the postcard? There's a word at the top, right?
It's like postmarks, but they're hard to make out. They don't mean anything to you.
It looks like it says J. I.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
A-N. J-I-A-N? John? Is that yours, John Luca?
It's for
It's
me?
Sean.
We've gone too far.
So I'm guessing Benji's relaying this to everyone over the radio.
I
That
don't
just
know if
settles
he has
it, man.
time to just throw all this. By the way, I had to see this, and it's a picture taken in the probably the
postcard.
1920s, 1910s. And,
So I saw some free mail on the ground, so I figured, fuck it, why not?
Free
Why
mail.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't help but metagame a little bit since you just relayed that whole information. Says that this dude's deep. Like, I mean, if Hank knew this information, he wouldn't have any hesitation to black bag him if he showed up again. But anyway,
Dude,
Hank-
his balls deeper in the king in yellow. He's raw dogging this
Yeah.
king.
Jesus.
well,
I don't. Sometimes you hear something and you're
Oh.
like, I think that's the first time that's ever been said in human history.
Certainly not. Certainly not. Well, maybe.
I guess
He's
Hank will
he's
continue
raw dogging the king.
going into the house.
Yeah, keep
Since the
looking
key
around.
works.
All right. Hold on one sec while I try to get the damn.
Hank, keep an eye out for any impossible landscapes.
Will do. Wink.
Wink.
Oh wait.
Who are you winking at over the radio? That's my question.
It's,
The
it's a good
audience. He
question.
turns to he breaks the fourth wall. Looks at the camera.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the damn
Audio.
music again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I'm not done messing with it for today. So, you go into the kitchen, and the first thing that hits you immediately is one, everything here is dark. Like there's not it's a microwave, and the number, like the clock in the microwave and the oven's not lit up. The electricity is off in this whole house, as far as you can tell. You smell. As you open the door, you are like slapped in the face with the reeking smell of gasoline, like oil, like the smell of burning rubber, and other kind of like industrial type smells. Like it hits you really, really hard. Not enough to bother you, but it's kind of impressive.
Jeez. What the hell?
As you come in, and I don't know, like, how is Hank coming in? Are you just sauntering in? you have your weapon out, and like ready to go. Like you will
Well,
need
can
your
we say
flashlight.
can we say that Benji, maybe not everything in depth as you just explained it to us, but expresses that there's some heavy evidence out here that
Yeah,
know.
just be like,
You guys, I think Agent Exeter might be in deeper than we thought. It's looking pretty grim out here.
uh and if he said that, yeah, Hank will go very stealthily and draw his gun.
Okay.
And Hank said,
Careful in there, Hank.
I'm gonna go in with the flashlight. Y'all got my back if anything happens.
You
He's
betcha.
He's gonna go with his flashlight out.
Alone. Into the house of the guy who. Okay, cool. All right, so you you are going. So you go in, and the first thing you see is that on the kitchen counter are two paint pans with like the paint pans like you'd use for a paint roller, and they're full of what looks like gasoline with like hundreds of nuts and bolts like soaking in them. You hear no sound from the refrigerator, and it looks like as you're looking around there are you can't even see any plates, or like you quickly open the refrigerator and there's no food. It's just like there's like a box of baking soda in there, and you open some of the cabinets real quick. You don't see any plates. You don't see any utensils. It's like no one has been here for a while, and you actually, at one point in time, you shine your light and you actually see a huge pile of cutlery and broken dishes all piled in the corner about knee high. Like all of the dishes in the house were just broken and pushed to the corner.
Can I do a intelligence check?
And
in the sense of, is this place rigged to blow? That's what I want to know.
Oh, okay. All right, give me like a search roll.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's not like this is like some ploy to. It's just gonna like blow up. He's like he left the house to destroy evidence. Okay, fail.
Yeah.
Fuck.
this is crazy. This is some true detective shit.
Yeah, you don't see anything. I guess you're looking for tripwires and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
probably
something
you do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing immediately that makes you think that the place is trapped. That's booby trapped.
Okay.
Do you spend some time looking around, or are you gonna move? So basically, the room, the kitchen joins into a dining room. There's like a hallway, and then you can go through the dining room into the living room toward the front of the house. That's where Benji is.
All right, fellas. This is kind of a big house. I'm not sure how much time we have left, and I don't know who else is in here. Judging by what we saw earlier tonight, maybe a female.
Do you need us to come in?
I would say at least one.
No,
if you
he
think
wants
it's good
to be alone. He wants to be alone.
I've changed my mind,
Sean.
I have changed my mind.
Coming in hot.
I think at least one other person should come in here with me. Yeah.
Bumbles up to the front door. Pushes past Benji.
I mean, this dude could be back at any minute, so let's try to search it as thoroughly and as quickly as possible.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe Benji will come in too.
Okay.
Split up.
Are you guys going to go back around to where Hank is, or are you going to go through the front? Try to go through.
I'm just gonna unlock the door for him. Front door.
Front door.
All right, you make your way through the kitchen and toward the front of the house to the dining room. All over the place, like I said, is tools, weird machinery, like the drive shafts from big trucks. At one point in time, you look and you're like, "Is that the counterweight from an elevator? Like, how did that even get in here?" And then just all this bizarre stuff, like everything. The wood floor is cleared, like a hardwood floor, but it's scuffed with, looks like heavy things have been moved across it. It's stained with oil, and everything just still reeks of gasoline and lubricants. you see that. Let's see. As you come into the living room, you see that there in the corner is something that's. It's kind of hard to really even like know what it is. It looks to be some big, weird machine, and that is like that's, at like a brief glance, that's all you know about it. But I guess is your intent to move directly over to the front door?
To let them in, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you make it over to the front door. Sorry, I'm just like flipping around a lot because I'm trying to figure out where everything is here. You make it to the front door and click, you open it up, and your two friends join you.
Benji's got
We
one
give him-
hand on his Desert Eagle, and he's got his other hand on his other Desert Eagle, and he feels the cold weight of a third Desert Eagle on his leg, strapped to his ankle.
What's going on here? Where'd all these Desert Eagles come from?
And then he looks over his shoulder and sees the samurai sword on his back.
On his back, and then he looks back up at Hank, and he's like,
Heard you needed some backup, buddy.
And then we all go and do a mid-air high five together. Perfectly.
"End of campaign."
Alright, so... Any sign of where we should go, Hank?
Well, Hank, after he opens the door, he's going to take a closer look at this odd machine in the middle of the floor.
Mm.
Well, it's not in the middle of the floor. It's like kind of like pushed over to the side.
He's going to
But
expect.
as you're looking at it, and you see that on a coffee table is like some big, weird, like hand-bound book. But as you walk over to the actually, everyone give me. Actually, everyone give me only Hank. Hank, give me an intelligence check.
Fell 79 over 60.
All right. So nothing for Hank.
Looking at what specifically? What was this?
Oh, just
The
looking
book.
around. You
Okay.
walk up to this big weird machine. It's like it's hard to even say what this thing is. It just looks like some weird clockwork monstrosity. Like it's hard to even tell what it does or what its intent is. What are you gonna? You're just like giving it an eyeball. You gonna stick your hand in there, your head. Like
I
what's...
mean, I don't really know what this necessarily looks like. I guess at the very least want to know if it's homemade or looks like it was made professionally, I suppose. Like manufactured at a factory. Is it just
Okay, but
a machine I'm unfamiliar with, or is it like something someone made?
But you're going
out of
to
scratch?
it sounds like you're inspecting it pretty closely. I mean, like when you look at it, it's got like this like weird like square gearbox in the middle of the structure. And as you kind of look inside, it looks like it reminds you of like the way an umbrella, like the metal pieces of an umbrella are all folded up. It looks like some like weird like industrial umbrella without the cloth bits, or or I don't know, like a weapons grade hat rack. Like it's just like this huge, bulky, weird thing. As you get up to it and you start taking a look at it, there's an audible, and you start hearing a sound within it, just
Oh god, we should step back.
and it keeps making that sound, and it sounds like the kind of sound is getting higher. And as you're looking at it, it's not plugged into anything, and the electricity is off, so you really don't know what's happening.
Hank will definitely step back a couple steps.
Okay.
That is weird.
All right, you do so. It continues to kind of whir, just.
Fellas, I
And-
don't know how much. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to figure out what skills we could use to figure out what the hell that thing is.
I do have. I mean, I have 10 on heavy machinery.
It's like bulldozers and stuff, right?
Give it a heavy machinery roll. I don't mind that.
Yeah, because it's a 10. Of course you don't mind.
Well, you're 64 over 10. All right.
All right.
I mean,
At
I
this,
don't know.
At this point, I think Benedict is angsty and like wiry. So I don't know. Can he look around for something heavy? I think Benedict is going to attack the machine to try and switch it off.
You're gonna hit it.
He's going to hit it with something heavy.
All right. I mean, there's lots of heavy stuff around.
He grabs a heavy thing and tries to hit the whirring machine.
All right.
Throw more gasoline on it.
You do so, and as you do, that whirring hits a crescendo as you pick up, I don't know, like something that's sledgehammer-esque, and you give this thing a whack. As you do, this kind of umbrella-like, like structure in the middle of it swings open, and it looks like the legs of like the lunar lander or something, like popping open, and there's this audible cartoonist shing as blades pop out of the end of this thing, and they start to spin wildly.
Holy
shit. Could I please
Hold
get
on.
everyone's dexterity scores as we enter
Jesus.
combat?
Oh, no!
It's a
Oh my
construct.
God.
Combat.
It's a construct.
It's a Dwemer construct.
It's a Dwemer.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Dex, you said?
Dex, please.
Dex.
Yes.
Do we roll?
No, just give me your dex score.
12.
Do Benedict and Hank take negatives to their decks because they're ancient?
No.
I think you just give him the score to see who goes first.
Yeah, just give me the raw score. Like,
So Hank is a 14.
Oh, Benji's a 14.
12.
and Benedict is a 12. All right. So let's take a peek
But he
here.
did do a sneak attack.
So it
with
is
a
going
big-
to attack you. It is going to attempt and it's going to attempt an impaling attack against you.
Oh my god.
What
This
the
is
hell?
bad. This is very bad.
Oh,
John, you remember that time I told you that you can fix a lot of shit by hitting it with a hammer? This is not one of those
This
times.
is not that time. All right,
Passive maintenance is not invited here.
let's roll here. So that's a 34. So that is a hit. As this thing is going to. Oh, and also, could everyone please roll me a quick sanity check as this thing comes to life?
What the hell? This is crazy. What the fuck is he doing in here?
You guys have never seen anything
Oh.
like this.
Benedict
What's
failed.
he building in there?
Exactly.
What's he building in there?
All right, let me roll a
Awesome Tom Waits
D4
song.
here real quick.
I got a failure on the sanity check.
I need Benji and Benedict both to take 4 sanity damage, unless you would like to deflect.
I will deflect that.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Gonna have to.
Deflecting that over to Papua New Guinea.
Let's see.
Oh god.
I always forget how to do this. I
And
think
Joe, we just need to be aware of time as well.
yes.
We're going
I
into
know.
full-on
I know
combat
we are at
situation.
the end of here.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
deflect onto Sandy. Sorry, Sandy.
Sorry,
Sandy.
darling.
Not Sandy.
I
Oh,
met a new
Papua New
woman.
Guinea.
All right, I need you to roll a roll. Each of you, both of you, roll a 1d4.
I got a 1.
I got a 2.
All right, each of you subtract for Benedict, subtract 1 from your willpower, and for Benji, do 2, and then subtract 2 from those bonds, and that's how much you reduce it. So
Okay.
Benedict is
Cool.
taking 3, and old Benji's taking 2, I guess. So here's my question: are either of you guys at a breaking point?
Yeah, I'm at the breaking point, which is why
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
at 48.
to deflect. If I had taken any more sanity damage, then I would
Same.
be at a breaking point, which you really
Okay.
don't want to do in the middle of a combat.
So neither of
don't
you
think.
crossed your
Insane.
breaking point, though.
No,
Oh, god damn it! All right, whatever.
it's coming, buddy.
Okay.
Cut it out for us.
Yeah, so you guys, God, I wish we had some music, but the music's being shitty. Yeah, so you guys are both take a little damage. Old Hank, he's just, I can't say he's seen this before, but he's dealing with it. But let's talk about the damage. What kind of damage does the lion do with its impale attack?
The lion.
The lion. Oh
I'm
god.
glad you asked. Tell me about all right, I need you guys to be very I think I know the answer to this, and I think it's reasonable. Do you think you guys are wearing bulletproof vest?
Yes.
Do you think you guys would be wearing your body armor before you came
Where did we
in?
come from? We came from the hospital, right? No, we came from the hotel.
Yeah, but we got in our van. We
Hotel, van. Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
If I'm being honest, I
No.
don't think Benji would be unless Hank or Benedict told him to. That it might be a good idea.
Hank would have his own. We came from the apartment, then we went to see Exeter at Arby's, then we followed him here.
So I don't know if you guys would.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Hank does.
Well, I think that what's going to happen here is we're going to do some damage here for old Benedict. So this is going to be, let's see, 1d8 plus 2.
Oh no.
That is 9 damage.
Jesus.
How much? How much
yeah,
HP
shit.
does Benedict
I
have?
got 10. 10.
Oh my
So he's
god.
So you've been
One
reduced
hit
to.
point.
You've been reduced all the way down to 1 hit point.
HP.
Oh my god.
That's a
Unless I'm
stabby
mistaken,
machine to the face.
unless I'm mistaken, I think you might be unconscious, immediately
Oh, is that-
unconscious and bleeding out under 2
Unwinnable.
hit points.
Unwinnable encounter.
So
Oh god.
I would like to thank
This is no
you
Michelle.
guys for joining us
Oh wow.
Oh my
for
god.
Delta Green Impossible Landscapes.
Nightmare.
I cannot wait to see what happens and what these guys end up doing
Jesus.
up in this house. I think it's just going to be an absolute blast. Thank you for joining us. Come over to our Reddit at r/greenboxgaming. That's where we post a lot of our stuff. It's kind of our headquarters. It's got the links to all of our VODs and all the places where the podcast is. And if you really like what you're listening to, man, come on over to patreon.com/greenboxgaming_ and consider being a contributor. You'll get the episodes a week early and get a shout out. Or hopefully we want to try to make some new tiers for supporters at some point. But that helps us just continue to do this. Dace, do you have something to say? Or is-
I'm aghast, Joe. Simply
That's
aghast.
how we fucking ended. Let's tune
Yeah,
in
what-
next week to see how we get unconscious or get stabbed by an
How
automaton.
are you gonna get
next time.
unconscious Benedict out of here?
Well, not
Or
only that,
are
but
you gonna get unconscious Benedict out of here? And I
Can
will
I just-
go. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
Can I just say, well played, Joe? Because you really had me thinking that this was a dead end, like just off the rails, complete dead end, and it's not. This is the biggest lead we possibly could have gotten.
A lead is a word for it. Yes. I suppose you could call it that.
Hank was looking out for explosives, but he needed to be looking out for stabby fucking machines.
Why
coming
was
to
he
life.
not looking out for Terminators? No
Yeah.
one knows.
Jeez.
But thank you everyone
All
for
right.
joining us. Thank you guys, and we will catch you next time. Like I said, join
Thanks,
us.
Kurt.
I'm trying to get some let people know we're going live, so you can join us there. But otherwise, we will see you next week. Thank you very much for
Adios.
joining. Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.